Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we continue to build decks led by the new legendary creatures from the Final Fantasy set. Leading today's deck is the savior of Final Fantasy, Yoshi P. I mean, his insert character, the Wandering Minstrel. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. The Wandering Minstrel is a 2-mana 1/3 legendary human bard who makes it so lands we control enter untapped. Additionally, at the beginning of our turn, we may create a 2/2 elemental creature token that is all colors. Finally, we may pay 8 mana, 3 generic and 1 of each color, to give other creatures we control +X+X, where X is the number of towns we control. Okay, dear viewer, it is time for some lore. Naoki Yoshida, nicknamed Yoshi P, is the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. When Final Fantasy XIV first came out, it was garbage. Square Enix had gotten so full of itself, they didn't think they needed to do any market research. They didn't look for player feedback, they just created an MMO. Video games don't exist in a bubble, but that's exactly what they tried to do. And then their bubble burst. The original Final Fantasy XIV was garbage, and Square Enix scrambled to try and fix it. So they brought in Yoshi P. He realized that the game was too far gone to save on its own, so he decided to throw a meteor at it. After a few years, the old game was reset and replaced with a new game, A Realm Reborn. One of the main things Yoshi P added was a sense of fun and nostalgia. Very little in Final Fantasy XIV is new. Town names, bosses, plot lines, monster names, a lot is taken from previous Final Fantasy games. The Garlean Empire is a mashup of Baron from Final Fantasy IV, the Gestalian Empire from 6, the Arcadian Empire from 12. This helped players familiar with Final Fantasy to feel at home in this new MMO. Now, to be a successful MMO, you need a multitude of content. A lot of the game is locked behind the story. For example, Cutestuff and I just finished Dawn Trail, and she's now able to raid Arcadian, or go to start working on her relic weapon. But she couldn't before finishing Dawn Trail. All MMOs are about endgame. Level your character, progress through the world of the story, then you can do all the fun stuff at the end of the game. But not everyone loves everything. Some people just want to make their houses pretty. Some people enjoy PvP. Some people enjoy casual raiding while others enjoy hard mode raiding. And for those who enjoy hard mode raiding, they must talk with the Wandering Minstrel. You find him in a major city and then tell him about your encounter with a certain boss. Say, Valigarmonda, for example. He composes a song for you about your fight, and the song unlocks the extreme version of the fight. In other words, the Wandering Minstrel helps heroes become epic heroes. So I wanted this deck to be focused on heroes. That's right, dear viewer, this is a themed deck. I wouldn't quite call it a bracket one, as we do still have interaction and card advantage, but the deck is designed more with a theme in mind rather than trying to kick butt and take names. Apologies if you were waiting for some uber-powerful 5-color deck. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is now the official partner of Wizards of the Coast, and as such, they are able to print official art on their zip folios, including this gorgeous folio featuring art from Aetherdrift. The art is Ketramos of the New Dawn, and as you can see, it is beautiful. Like all Ultimate Guard products, their zip folios are top quality. Find out if your local game store carries Ultimate Guard products, or click the link in the video description to go to their Amazon store. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lanes and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm currently streaming over on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Capital City, Crossroads Village, Starting Town, Azorius Chancery, Boros Garrison, Demir Aqueduct, Golgari Rot Farm, Gruul Turf, Izzet Boiler Works, Orzhov Basilica, Rakdos Cranarium, Selesnya Sanctuary, Simic Growth Chamber, Sharlayan Nation of Scholars, Rabanastre Royal City, Trino Dark City, Gon Town of Ruin, Gongaga Reactor Town, Baron Airship Kingdom, Insomnia Crown City, Vector Imperial Capital, Windhurst Federation Center, Balam Garden Seed Academy, Ishgard the Holy See, Jador Aristocratic Capital, Midgar City of Mako, Lindblom Industrial Regency, Zanarkand Ancient Metropolis, Adventurers Inn, Clive's Hideaway, Eden Seat of the Sanctum, The Gold Saucer, One Plains, One Island, One Swamp, One Mountain, and One Forest. I didn't have room for a command tower. I suppose I could have cut a basic, but I just can't cut all basics. I wanted to ensure we have every town in the game to help with our commander's ability, but since a lot of them have a pretty good enter ability, I figured the bounce lanes would pair great with them, especially since our commander ensures lands come into play untapped. For mana ramp, we've got Prisha's Wanderings, Reach the Horizon, Burgeoning, Exploration, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Wayward Swordtooth, Cultivate, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone, Chromatic Lantern, and Decanter of Endless Water. Yes, our mana ramp package is why our deck isn't budget. But bounce lanes with Burgeoning is pretty gross, so I had to run it. Our card advantage package consists of Town Greeter, Karam Merchant, Travel the Overworld, Echo of Eons, Tachyoba Benthic Druid, AC Tyrant of Gyre Strait, Eureka Moment, Urban Evolution, Windfall, and Big Score. Some staples and some lane-based card advantage, which goes well with our ramp package. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Commit Memory, Aerith Rescue Mission, Negate, Abrade, Assassin's Trophy, Counterspell, Swords to Plowshares, Return to Nature, Beast Within, and Generous Gift. A good mix of interaction and spot removal, as is right and proper. For board wipes, we've got Dam, Blasphemous Act, and Delayed Blast Fireball. Flexible and powerful, just like how we like it. The core of our deck consists of Champions from Beyond, Dragoon's Wyvern, Grahatia Scion Reborn, The Crystal's Chosen, Astrologian's Planisphere, Bard's Bow, Black Mage's Rod, Blue Mage's Cane, Dancer's Chakrams, Dark Knight's Greatsword, Dragoon's Lance, Machinist's Arsenal, Monk's Fist, Ninja's Blades, Paladin's Arms, Reaper's Scythe, Red Mage's Rapier, Sage's Nowliths, Samurai's Katana, Summoner's Grimoire, Thief's Knife, Warrior's Sword, and White Mage's Staff. Supporting our plan, we also got Aether and Perwin, Swiftfoot Boots, and Ultimate Weapon. Trying to stay thematic. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lanes and 13 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 10 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Commit Memory and Echo of Eons, 1 sudden I win card in our commander. I love the idea of just creating all these heroes with our job select equipment, then activating the Wandering Minstrel and giving them all +9/+9, then swinging out and crushing someone. Sort of like we're leveling up all of our characters at the same time. A very Final Fantasy way to do things. Now, I know we could have gone for a much more powerful version of this deck. A commander that makes it so lands don't come into play tapped is always interesting, especially in 5 colors. But I wanted something thematic and casual, which is why I went with this build instead. What about you? What kind of deck are you building with the Wandering Minstrel? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgi, Nasman, Congo, Robert, Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Sint, Boomy, Osira, Justin, Golden Walker, Ernesto, Midge, and Captain Hammer. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.